Welcome everybody to the House of Wellness. We are your home of healthy.
Today we learn how to keep our stress levels in check.
Once they're in that Tai Chi movement, then they tend to relax.
And later, a must-watch for all parents, what our kids really think about the subject of death.
It was a bit uncomfortable because I didn't know where they'd go.
We'll look into what it means to dream and do they really come true.
So if you want to stay healthy, be inspired or just live a happier life, stay with us. We've got the show for you.
This is amazing. Let's all get well, stay well, live well and look fabulous.
Right here in the House of Wellness. Hello there, great to have you inside the house. Across the next hour or so, going to be a big show. Welcome to you too, Zoe.
Oh, well, hello, Ed. Yes, there is one story that's got more than my attention. Mummy burnout.
Burnout?
Yes. Heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one too well. Stick around if you need a bit of help getting your mummy mojo back.
Mummy Mojo, I like that one too.
Yes.
All right, also back with us this week, Gerald Quigley, our #1 community pharmacist and medical herbalist. Hello.
Hello everyone. Well, today on the A to Z of vitamins, it's all about our heart, one of the hardest working organs in our body, and I've got some great news on the A to Z of vitamins.
Fantastic. And one surefire way to help maintain a healthy heart is to control your stress levels, but that is so much easier said than done.
Yeah, that's true. According to Health Fund Medibank Private, workplace stress is now costing the Australian economy more than $14 billion a year. And it runs deeper than the cost too. All this stress can lead to mental health issues like anxiety and depression.
So to help us understand stress, we're joined by our very own Caroline Pemberton.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hello.
Now, this was such a fascinating topic for me because I think we all throw around the word stress without really understanding it.
Yeah.
So I set out on a bit of a mission to find out what stress does to our bodies.
Pressure. Ours is a fast, mean old world heavy in need. And every single second of every single day, it gets faster and faster. The more we try to keep up, the more damage we're doing to ourselves.
Stress catches up with all of us at different stages of our life, whether it's work, family, money, health, even school, and it affects us all in different ways. So today I thought I'd take a look at the stress factor, why it affects us so much, and a couple of different ways that we can keep it in check.
It's official, Australia. We are more stressed out than at any time in our history. Our numbers aren't good. 75% of Australians surveyed admitted that the stresses in their lives were affecting their physical health, and 64% it's affecting their mental health. And almost 2 in 5 Australians reported experiencing at least some form of depression. So it's clear as a nation we need to chill out. But what is stress? Helen Gibbons has worked for over 20 years as an expert in the science of stress management.
So Helen, can you actually tell me what stress is?
Caroline, stress is a normal response and it's there to mobilise us to action. So if we see a problem or there's something that is important to us, it enables us physiologically to react to that important thing. So first of all, there are stress hormones that are released in the body, and then that puts a lot of strain on the body. We breathe faster, our heart rate beats quicker, and it just helps oxygen go to our brain and also blood to go to our muscles, making us more energetic and ready to fight or flight a situation.
So feeling stressed is ultimately natural, and it can be good in short bursts. When we are physically stressed, like playing sport or making a speech or presentation, cortisol and adrenaline flood our bloodstream, giving us more energy and strength and even enhancing our mental focus. The problem is that the majority of stress for people in the Western world today is psychological. So through diet, work, lack of sleep, or just plain life, our stress switch is jammed permanently on. And as a nation, we are struggling.
According to a recent Medicare survey, the number of stressed Aussies has increased by 30% in the last decade to just under 4.9 million people. That is 1 in 5 of us, and it's impacting our lives, our community, and our economy. Figures suggest that workplace stress is costing us $14.8 billion. So yes, relieving stress is a nice thing to do, but it's also something that we need to do.
Thankfully, the key to handling our stress is surprisingly simple. It all comes down to breathing deeply and slowly. For this simple reason, yoga and meditation have become hugely popular in Australia as people search for peace of mind. But for the last 20 years, Tim Augius has been practicing group drumming as a way of chilling people out.
My mental health improved dramatically from drumming. When we do a rhythmic activity, it regulates our nervous system and our brain and calms the fight-flight response and allows sort of our system to open up and release not only stress, daily stress, but also tensions and traumas.
The classes work on the idea that the act of drumming is a form of meditation. The repetitive sound and breathing that takes place as people keep time connects them to the first sounds any of us ever experience, the beating of our mother's heart and the rhythm of her breath. And this, in turn, relaxes us.
That's the beauty of the practice too, of the drumming, is that you're forced to be present. We feel safe and encouraged to express ourselves. We can release a lot of pent-up stress and stored energies. And I find that people who come to our classes has really affected their experience of life.
Whilst some drum, others practice the ancient art of Tai Chi. Over 1,000 years ago, it started as a form of martial arts and self-defence. Today, more and more people from all walks of life are taking up this ancient Chinese tradition.
I always say this room's like their little escape from the real world.
Brett Russell is a mastered martial arts monk, and every week you'll find him guiding his student on their journey to peace, stillness and happiness within.
Once they're in that Tai Chi movement, then they tend to relax. They tend to refocus and almost reboot their lives.
Tai Chi is a fantastic low-impact exercise. Its flowing movements work your core, back, arms and leg muscles, and its controlled breathing techniques calm the body so that you feel rested and alert, similar to that of a good night's sleep.
Fascinating. You looked amazing in that orange.
I know,
getup.
my Tai Chi moves.
I know, very cool. So stress can both be good and bad.
I think that's the thing that came out of this story for me, is that stress can be fantastic in some elements of our life. It helps us hit our deadlines, it helps us stay on track, stay focused. But it's when it just keeps creeping in and it starts affecting our health, and it's like this consistent stress that we need to be concerned about.
Yeah, and I was chatting with Gerald before. Interestingly, stress can be elevated when people are living with pain, so knee pain, back pain, and you kind of don't know the source of that. That elevates your stress levels too.
Absolutely. So things like pain, things like our workplaces, even just our family lives, is the little things that build up over time that really start to affect us.
And I get the meditation and the flowing and it all feels fabulous, but would it be fair to say the Pembertons on the drums aren't the most rhythmic of families?
Oh, Ed is so mean to me. How did you notice?
Wasn't it?
You know,
Staying
I
in
think
rhythm.
I was more stressed trying to just stay in rhythm than I was actually getting the benefits of the drumming until I got the rhythm. And then I started to get the relaxation. It's really interesting. There's actually lots of studies that say getting that rhythm of like the heartbeat can help reduce stress levels.
All right. Keep the great stories coming our way. Appreciate that. Rather timely reminder too, one of the great stress busters going around is our website. If you want to catch up on some health advice with our own Gerald, if you'd like to maybe try out some great new recipes or get some health stories, follow up houseofwellness.com.au.
And we love hearing from you. Give us a call, 1800 469 788.
And Facebook is always your friend.
On yours.
Getting your updates from your friends. Why not get a health update from us, House of Wellness, as well on Facey.
That's right. A big show today, everyone. We are talking to kids about death and how we broach that subject. And also, we're going to see the super granny that has superpowers. So much more to come.
Coming up, we look into what it means when you dream and it's not what you think.
And later, tooth decay. It's bad news for your kids, but we have some good news.
All that and so much more here on the House of Wellness. Welcome back to the show. We love our house heroes, and our next one is a mother to 4 children and a grandmother to 11.
Yes.
She's in fact just a super gran, I reckon, who continues to give.
Unstoppable at 69 years of age, this house hero has spent her life volunteering and helping the community. But stand by, what she's doing now will steal your heart.
I get satisfaction out of it to think that I'm helping, and as I think that's back from doing it for my mum and things. I enjoy doing it.
Australia's volunteer workforce is a crucial element in our social fabric. Therese Macauley is one of those volunteers.
I had 4 healthy children and grandchildren coming, and I thought, I needed to do things, get a bit weepy, I do things for other people because my mother was always doing things for other people, and I think that was how we were brought up, to help other people, look after people that are less fortunate than yourself.
In 2009, Therese joined the SES.
The SES, I just thought, well, I was going to join that for just help them when they have the fires, maybe prep some food or do some things like that. And I went along to the meeting, and they, I ended up signing up and came home and said to my husband, I think I've joined.
Before she knew it, Therese was part of the rescue team, working to save lives and property.
But it's funny, I used to wake my husband and say, I'm going. He said, do you have to go? It's a bit wet out there, or it's a bit dangerous. I said, well, that's what I joined to do.
In 2015, a freak tornado wrought havoc on Kurnell.
There was trees down in streets, and there was boats sitting in trees and things. It was amazing. And I think everyone enjoys it. It gets the reward out of actually being out there helping people.
Therese also volunteers to help our senior citizens maintain their gardens.
Because I used to garden with Mum in the last few years, and when I did see the ad, and I thought, well, I wouldn't mind doing that. It was like doing it for my mum in a way, and and it helped me. Even though, a few years ago that my mother had died, it helped me to sort of help somebody else, help another older lady.
Oh, what a great story. The thing is, with our house heroes, and especially this thing about volunteering, is it's not only good for the health of the community as a whole, it's been shown to improve the health of the individual volunteers. It reduces your stress, your blood pressure and depression.
And you just have to think of all of those amazing volunteers that fight fires.
Yeah, exactly.
Here in Australia. I mean, what incredible people.
Volunteering, good for your health. Now, looking after yourself is important. We emphasise it on the show, especially when you're looking after others. And getting a good night's sleep is a crucial aspect of that.
Yes, but there's more to a good night's sleep than your 7 to 9 hours of snooze time. There's dream time.
9 hours, give me some of that. Research shows that everyone who enjoys good quality sleep will have lots of dreams, but why do we have dreams? Here to help us understand is our sleep consultant, Dr Mark Levi. Nice to see you, Doc.
Hello.
Important questions. Can our dreams come true? No, I'm kidding.
Can our dream? This is almost the dream segment. We should be lowering the lights.
Should.
And oh, the lights in the studio went down.
Ooh.
And look, I brought you both. You need to turn the lights on. I can't see. We brought you both special handmade booties. Dream socks that will make you warmer, fuzzier and more relaxed at night.
Really?
Thank
so
you.
that your
Mummy
whole
Levi.
so that you're more inclined to dream. Do you know what dreams? Do you know what dreams? How it works?
Why are they important?
All right. Here's the deal with dreams. So someone's in bed, they're lying in bed asleep, their eyelids are shut, but underneath their eyes are darting around in rapid eye movement. That's why it's called rapid eye movement.
REM.
And so Good girl. And so their heart rate's up, and the brain, if you do an ECG, the brain's darting around and buzzing, and so, but all the muscles are slack, so you're like paralysed, so you can't act out your dreams.
Oh, interesting. So how do we know if we are actually dreaming?
Well, if you look at someone's eyelids and stuff, you'll see if they're dreaming. But here's the interesting gig. Guess what the scientists think about why we dream?
Love to know.
No idea.
Awesome.
So 27 years, Zoe. You're not 27 yet.
Thank you.
You're going to dream for 27 years in your life.
Wow.
And we're all going to dream for 27 years in our life. And the scientists really haven't worked out what the gig is, really. They haven't really nailed it. However, here's the good thing. So tonight, you've got a busy night, you don't dream, you're not in bed very long. Tomorrow night, so third night, you actually do a dream catch-up. So third night, you're actually going to dream more, and it's going to be far more vivid.
Wow.
So my husband never dreams, he says.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Well, here's the hook. You ready? If you wake up, start again. You dream at the end of the night.
Yep.
That's when you mostly dream. And that's also when the sleep inertia is going down because the body's saying start waking up. And so you're starting to wake up, you're dreaming more, the alarm clock goes off, the garbage collector goes bang, 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 and all of a sudden you wake up in the middle of a dream. And so your good husband is waking up in the middle of a dream, is not waking up in the middle of a dream.
Oh, the dream is finished.
I bet he's dreaming about football too. He's very good at it.
Do you know if you're depressed, you'll sleep more because they think that helps sort of heal the healing process.
My little 7-year-old came to me wide-eyed a few weeks ago and said, "Daddy, I don't want to dream because I have scary ones. Can I change my dreams as I'm having them?" He asked me.
7 years old.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Yeah. If you're dreaming nightmares a lot, there's something unresolved, there's some trauma, there's something, you need to get that looked into, okay?
Yeah.
But most of us will dream lots and lots. And you know what we'll mostly dream about? We'll dream about our day being, we'll dream about what we're worried about during the day. We'll dream about maybe relationship problems or work problem. And actually they think that when we dream, we're actually scrolling through all the solutions for that day or that problem.
Right.
Fascinating.
Dreams are good for us. To recap, enjoy them if you can remember them.
Yeah.
Tell Benji not to stress about this sort of thing. Seek help if you're having lots of nightmares and maybe some unresolved issues there, and sleep as long as you can to help problem solve.
Yep.
And wear comfy socks when you hit the pillows tonight. Thanks, Dr Mark.
Good to see you guys.
You should give them to your son, Fox in Socks. Too
Oh,
cute.
that's cute.
Stay with us. Plenty more to come ahead here on the House of Wellness.
Coming up, if you've sent in a question or email, we have some experts here to answer.
And next, a delicious, warm winter peach treat that'll have you wanting more. A yummy recipe coming up and plenty more on the House of Wellness. From the fry pans of Zoe Bingley-Pullen there, another delicious and nutritious dish. That was roasted winter fruit with yoghurt and LSA.
Yes.
Thank you for telling me LSA is linseed, sunflower and almonds.
Tick. And you know what I love? berries more than anything. You know that they're an excellent source of antioxidants.
They're the best.
And just a little info on what antioxidants do and why they're good for us. They protect the body against free radical damage, which is the cause of many illnesses. Isn't that right, Gerald?
Spot on, Zoe, spot on. And you can summarise all of that scientific stuff by saying they reduce ageing.
Oh, give me some more berries.
You two in cahoots together. All right, let's grab some of your calls. We've got Gerald joining us along with sleep expert Dr Mark Levi as well. Standing by on the line is Trevor in Wanturna in Victoria. How can we help you out, Trevor?
I've had a total knee replacement and I've been feeling lethargic over the last 7 weeks from the last operation. What's the best thing to help me?
Yeah, well, a big operation's possibly the reason, right?
There'll be a couple of reasons, Ed. And Trevor, look, we're going to be talking in heart health soon. We're going to be talking about coenzyme Q10. And that's the classic energy producer. But Trevor's probably also got some remnants of his general anaesthetic. It's decent surgery. So some liver-supporting herbs like milk thistle, and foods, broccoli, things in season. Brussels sprouts are in at the moment. Those sorts of things help elimination.
Sprouts, OK. Dr Mark, you might be able to help out with our next email. It's from Rhonda in Bundall in Queensland. She's written us that when she wakes during the night, usually around 3 a.m, she has great trouble getting back to sleep. Her brain seems to go into overdrive and spends the rest of the night planning upcoming events.
Wow.
What does she do?
That's not nice. Look, we see that a lot in the clinic, Ed, and choice A, we do a sleep test on them, but that's a bit not in the clinic. Choice B is we give them some medication, which we're not really keen on. Choice 3 really is sleep hygiene. You know, get a fluffy pillow, get fluffy pyjamas, go for a walk around the house, have a glass of milk and then try going back to bed. That's not a bad one.
Maybe some more of your mum's knitted socks. Available now on the House of Well. No, I'm kidding. It's not. Good
She's
tip.
going to be knitting and knitting away.
She will.
What about from maybe a herbal side too?
And the socks are really important, Ed. But look, this is the classic sign, Mark, isn't it, of stress. Daytime stress, where you relive it all during the night and it just blows everything away sleep-wise. So some B group vitamins during the day, morning and lunchtime, to help eliminate that risk. That sleep-inducing,
Yeah, OK, Rhonda, good luck with that. Next caller standing by is Remo, who's in Evans Head in New South Wales. What's up?
I just had a blood test come back and my iron is too high. What can I do to lower my iron and what effects could it have?
Well, that's interesting. We often have callers with low iron levels.
Surprising number of people have elevated iron levels, and if they're left unchecked, they're actually dangerous. So Remo needs to talk to a dietitian to specifically look at foods that help increase iron intake because he's got to get back off those. So things like vitamin C, it really just requires often just donating blood regularly. That's what it's all about. If you're going to take a multivitamin, you have one without iron. So we reduce the intake of iron as well.
I need some of his iron.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
It's all about volunteering. There we go. Quick one. This is an email from Steve from Rosetta in Tasmania. He's heard you recommend Zeracalm for a man with redness on his nose. He was wondering if this would help with his rosacea. He's 50 years old. He's been using Rosex cream with no results.
It's a classic. It's a great product that can be used for cleaning and moisturising, particularly in this embarrassing issue of rosacea. Remembering it affects stress as well and digestion.
OK. Gentlemen, thank you for your expertise. Zoe,
good to see you.
This is the only TV show you can ring up and get health advice. 1800 469 788 is our number. And check out our website as well. You can ask Gerald as well and catch up on any health stories.
And on Facebook. Have a look on there. Ed will be your mate. Get on there for some info.
Plenty to come. Still on the show here on the House of Wellness.
Stay with us. Later, feeling like you've lost your mummy mojo? Stick around and we'll help you find it.
But after the break, we look into what children think about death.
Crying and losing someone.
That's coming up here on the House of Wellness. Welcome back, everyone. Well, over the past few weeks, we've had a unique experience being part of what are really intimate conversations between parents and their children about some pretty serious issues.
And when you're young, many things in life are hard to understand. And this week on Talking to Kids, we hit the big one, death and dying.
Talking to kids about the facts of life has always been a tough gig for parents. But let's face it, our world has changed. Growing up in the 21st century is a hyper-speed experience.
One of my greatest fears is actually losing someone who's actually really close to me.
And it's up to us as parents to protect and prepare our kids as best we can.
When my grandparents passed away and I felt sad, I found it really helpful talking to my parents about it.
So we asked a group of very brave mothers and fathers and their curious kids to sit down and talk through some of life's biggest and most awkward lessons. Thanks to Nature's Way, giving your kids a healthy start with Kids Smart. Today our families are talking about death.
Okay, boys. Death. Tell me what you know about death.
Well, it's a time where you're losing all of your strength.
And like, you're unconscious, but you can't become conscious again, and like, you're dead.
So have you given it any thought yet?
When I hear the word death, what I think about is crying and losing someone. It's when you are like paralyzed in a way, except your heart isn't beating and your brain isn't thinking.
One of my greatest fears is actually losing someone who's actually really close to me. Our granddad, he died from, I think it was a cancer.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you feel?
Really sad.
How did you get over that sad feeling? What helped?
I think it was like lying in bed and not remembering him.
So you try and forget so you don't feel sad?
Yeah.
Okay.
When someone dies at the beginning, you will deny it, like he's still here. Or yes, he's not dead.
True.
I was little, about 12 years old, when my granddad died. And yes, I loved him a lot. Yeah, but when he died, I did not realize that he will be gone. So at that time, I did not cry at all.
When would you cry? Like, did you cry sort of at night in bed, or?
Yeah.
What could you do to make you feel better or to help you get over it?
I would go to their funeral and pay my last respects to them.
But after some time, like a couple of months, yes, when I really missed him and I want to talk to him, but he was not there, then it did hit me that he's gone.
Sometimes children think, what does happen when you die? Because everyone who's alive, they have different opinions about what happens when you die, but they're not actually certain.
Do you think anybody knows?
No.
So it's a great mystery, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's probably the greatest mystery.
I either think it's either reincarnation or heaven and hell. No, I think you can come back, but as like something else. For example, if you're a human and you were good in your life as a human, then you come back as something good. But if you're like bad, then you might come back as like a cockroach or something and get like chased by a foot.
What about you? Was there anything that you found a bit scary or maybe uncomfortable about, you know, when your grandfather died?
It was a bit uncomfortable because I didn't know where they'd go.
Right.
Like after they died, their physical body, or?
Yeah.
I'm completely terrified of the idea of death on one level. On another level, I think it happens to everybody. Millions of people have died. And so it must be something, it's a natural part of life, so it must be okay. And if it is just the end of everything, maybe that is okay. Because do you remember anything from before you were born?
Yeah.
Do you? You remember something from before you were born? What do you remember, Astrid?
Floating.
You remember floating? Is that a dream or you have a memory of it?
Memory.
Well, that's nice to know. It's a little bit scary.
It depends how I die. Like, if I die of old age, I'm not scared of that. But if I'm scared of dying from something scary, like tornadoes or tsunamis. Yeah.
When we think about death and we think about how sad we might be when someone dies, really it's a celebration of how much we loved that person.
Yeah.
And if we didn't die, maybe we wouldn't care about each other as much.
Oh, gosh, that's fascinating to listen into. I feel lots of questions with my boys about death, and lots of kids always wonder about what happens after you die. So a really delicate conversation to have with your little ones.
Yes.
By the way, there was a global survey in 2016 that revealed that more than half the world's population believed in some sort of an afterlife. So
Interesting. And, you know, it's such a great insight to how all the parents approach that topic and how we can start having those conversations.
Yeah. Now, if you're a parent, you probably remember those first few years when your kids are really little. They're challenging times at the very least. Your life as you know it is turned upside down, Zoe. And for some, it can leave you rather burnt out.
Yes, as a working mum of a 3-month-old baby, I know that feeling oh so well. My first few weeks being the most challenging, which I felt I needed to share. I put this post up on Instagram in a very desperate time. No one tells you this stuff. It was so emotional. Now, this is a picture of me overwhelmed after crying in my room for an hour. My husband Benji had been away playing and I just couldn't handle any of it. I felt bad for wanting some space to breathe and weep. I felt scared that I didn't know what Fox needed. I was so incredibly exhausted, hungry, depleted, sad and confused. I was missing my mummy mojo. So I reached out to someone we had on the show before, mummy expert Pinky McKay. Gosh, you helped me in some of those dark times. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough.
It is tough, and no one warns you, and they can't warn you because you wouldn't believe them anyway.
No, you just wouldn't believe how hard it is. Now, we're learning how to multitask as a new mum. How do we do this? Like, it takes on a whole new meaning.
I think we have to be kind to ourselves, but we have to remember that even the most easy newborn baby will take at least 9 hours of hands-on care. And add to that, you're hypervigilant anyway. But even if you're a parent with several children, you know, it's so easy to slip into everyone else's needs come first and then yours don't.
Yes.
And so you just go down that slippery slope and you feel like you're quarter-assing everything. You know, I'm being a mum, I'm being a worker, I'm being, you know, my relationship, my friendships and...
Toast for dinner again. So how do we manage that when we're spending every waking moment or 9 hours on the baby? How do we manage life?
It's really important to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, to put yourself in there. And as they say on the plane, to put on your own oxygen mask before you
deal with a screaming child.
Everything else, yeah.
I mean, the confronting thing is you probably thought you were the only mum to ever go through this, but the high majority of mums would feel any or perhaps all of those symptoms at some point. For busy mums, how can they focus on maybe just one area of their health at this time?
I think homework for every mother during that first year of having a baby is to have, and sooner than the end of the year, is to have a blood test. You know, have a health check, a proper health check. Do the depression score, have a full blood count done, and do the iron, thyroid, vitamin D, because you can have, it's not just the workload, your health.
You could be deficient in one of those.
You could be deficient in something because, you know, you've grown the baby, you've fed the baby, you're sleep deprived, you can be low in some, you know, nutrients.
And so apart from our health, what else can we do to help manage
Get support. Like I said to you, is there anyone with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, get support.
She did. She texted me. She was like, "Who's with you? Are you alone?" And that's a big thing to know that you've got some hands-on help.
And don't be scared to ask. It's a privilege to be involved with a baby for most people outside of it. You know, if you've got a family member, if you've got a friend, you know, even a supportive mothers group, go with other mothers and maybe sit together and fold the washing at one house together, or do a cook-up together and take home meals so that you've got something to, you know, it's not just like a mums group where you sit around chatting, you're actually doing something and you've got something to bring home.
Yeah, terrific advice, Pinky, and you put it all down on a podcast, Pinky's podcast, which we can catch on our website at houseofwellness.com.au. To recap, some great points you made. Delegate and delete as well, and simplify, and maybe seek help from a family member or partner as well.
And be specific when you ask for help. They don't know, they're not mind readers.
Yeah, and try to schedule in something fun. fun each week, whether it's a date night, whether it's folding laundry together. Some great advice. Good on you, Pinky.
Thank you,
Appreciate your time
Pinky.
today. All right. House of Wellness show comes to you in many forms. You can catch us on the radio Sunday mornings. We have the House of Wellness on Sundays right across the country.
Yes, 5AA in Adelaide, 6PR in Perth, 3AW in Melbourne, 4BC in Brisbane and 2GB in Sydney with you.
Yet another great way to stay healthy. Hope you can tune in. We've got loads of great advice and information on the show each week. Stay with us. More to come on the other side of this break. Later, if you're looking for the secret to a healthy heart, the A to Z of vitamins is for you.
Next up, we find out about the dangers of decay and what it's doing to your kids' teeth.
We'll be back right after the break here at the House of Wellness. Welcome back, everyone. Well, as the saying goes, I like it too. Smile and the world smiles with
Doesn't
you.
it?
It's true. There's nothing better than a great smile that radiates confidence, especially if you have great game show teeth.
And one of the keys to having great teeth is looking after them from an early age.
Yep.
I know that seems obvious, but statistics say that Aussie kids under the age of 10 have alarming levels of tooth decay, Ed.
Now, another role for us as parents is to help our kids get into good brushing habits. And to help us with that today, we're joined by dentist Dr Luke Cronin, who's setting hearts aflutter here in the House of Wellness corridors. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Getting your kids to brush in the morning is a bit of a task because everyone's running around, and we need to get them brushing from an early age, don't we?
Yeah, so I think one of the best ways to do that is you set a great example for them in the morning. So if you rush in and you go in, you brush your teeth in 30 seconds, you rush off to work or you skip it altogether, they're going to copy that in their later life and in their younger life as well.
So is there a way we can set good routines for this?
So I think what you need to do is you start the routine, so you do it at the same time every day with them. You help them up until the ages of 6 and a little bit through 7 and 8. I think people are missing that part as well.
It's just
So
like,
it
go brush your
is-
teeth.
Yeah, it is. Go brush your teeth.
And
then
have you or haven't you, yeah.
That's right. So I think we need to assist them during that time.
Do we start to take our sort of baby teeth a bit flippantly and realising that the good adult ones will come a bit later? Because mine are shedding teeth every second week now, and you kind of think, oh, I can just let the first ones not be tended to so well.
Well, it's where you create those actual habits when you're young, and they copy things that we do. They create their habits and the patterns that they're going to do in later life. So if you find that you're going to have decay in your children's teeth, which up to 50% of Australian 6-year-old children have decay,
Wow.
then there's no reason why that's not going to happen to their permanent teeth as well.
So let's talk about main reasons for cavities and how we can avoid getting the cavities.
So the main reason for cavities, realistically, is diet.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that we're struggling with. There is a big emphasis on brushing your teeth twice a day, going to see the dentist. But the thing that you do more than twice a day is you eat. And it's actually the foods that you eat. that make it.
Let's have a look at a couple of the culprits, perhaps.
So things that we already aware that sugar, there's a lot of sugar in soft drink.
Yep.
There's an equal amount of sugar in juice.
Equal.
Yes.
Wow.
So there's up to 5 teaspoons of sugar in a juice or in a soft drink. You wouldn't put 5 teaspoons of sugar in your coffee, for example.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Lots of kids go to school with a little box of raisins or sultanas in their lunch boxes. These are sugary?
They are as well, and they've got the added benefit that they will stick in your teeth. So not only being 4 teaspoons of sugar, that these are going to stay stuck in the teeth and have that sugar next to the teeth for a lot longer.
And we've got the apple and the milk.
Why is milk bad? Milk's good for our teeth,
Milk's
sure.
great for our teeth. And so are apples, but we need to do things in moderation. The thing with milk that people are not aware of, it does have 2 teaspoons of sugar in it.
Right.
So giving that to children to help them go to sleep at night is not a great idea because that will stay next to their teeth all evening.
A couple of quick ones. How soon or what age should our kids start to see their dentist and how often?
4 is a reasonable age, but you could argue when they have teeth.
Alrighty, absolutely. My dentist says, just floss the teeth you want to keep. That's another good tip. We have that one in the fridge. Nice to see you. Some really important takeaway tips. Make time to clean your kids' teeth twice a day. Help them learn to floss as well. And the dentist a couple of times a year, 6 to 12 months from about the age of 4 onwards as well.
They're great tips.
Welcome to the show, Dr Luke. Appreciate your time. Let's take a little break. More to come here on the House of Wellness after this. Welcome back to the show. A to Z of Vitamins time. Gerald has rejoined us as well. And, you know, we take supplements for all sorts of reasons, don't we? We like to boost our energy levels. We like to keep our bones and nails healthy. What about heart health? We've been waiting to check in with you on this one. It's the most hard-working and important organ.
We carry a pump with us, Ed, in our chest, and it works incredibly hard.
Yeah.
One of the nutrients focused and concentrated in the heart as a muscle, because it's one big muscle, is coenzyme Q10.
Right.
Now, when we're younger, we have enough of coenzyme Q10, but as we age, we don't make it all that well, and it's not really available in many, many foods. So sometimes there's just one supplement if you are tired, if you are fatigued, if you just don't have the get up and go, as one of our callers earlier did, recovering from surgery. CoQ10 is a good buck up to get you going again, along with other heart health, fish oil, obviously omega-3s, some lipoic acid. There's other things, but the central one is coenzyme Q10.
OK, now we can find it in some of these amazing supplement options here, but great argument for having some healthy fish once or twice a week.
Sure,
as well.
There's the omega-3s, very important. So the oily fish, it's not the fish wrapped up in batter with a beer.
Oh, darn.
Sorry, it's so salmon especially, salmon and sardines.
OK, now from any sort of particular age, thinking of this as a viable supplement?
Well, if you've got children who are constantly at sport and they're getting tired or they get aching leg muscles, which can be a calcium issue as well, coenzyme Q10 for teenagers onwards is a way of, again, supporting their muscles. It's like putting new spark plugs in the car.
I love that analogy.
Energy without extra effort.
Spark plugs, all right, great one. The A to Z of Vitamins today brought to us by Healthy Care, a brand you can trust for outstanding value and high-quality vitamins. Choose Healthy Care today. Got a time for up our sleeves for a few more calls here. We have Rodney standing by in Glenorchy in Tasmania. Hello, what's your issue, Rodney?
I'm taking all these hay fever tablets and nasal sprays, and none of them work. Can you tell me why, please?
And hay fever all year round? Is it a problem?
You know, we say hay fever, Ed, and that implies pollen and grass and things, but you've only got to go through a traffic tunnel or be near a bushfire or a smoggy day and your nose will really flare up. So perhaps, Rodney, it's a matter of looking at using those products properly. Saline to irrigate, saline that's isotonic and doesn't have a preservative, can be used every day. You can coat the nose with an oil, a bit of sesame oil that you can use in a spray as well.
Wow.
And the ideal antihistamine, I know Rodney says he uses a few, is quercetin, which actually is terrific. It comes from, would you believe, the outside of a fruit.
OK.
But it's an amazing antihistamine.
Great tips. Hope that works for you, Rodney. Here's an email from Shirley in Tuggerah in New South Wales. She takes blood pressure tablets. She takes them with food. Does that mean if they're mixing in with the food, the goodness goes away from both? Now, you guys will always say, take this medication with food or between meals.
Yes.
What should she do?
With blood pressure, Shirley, it's not a problem. You take your medications exactly as your doctor has said, either in the morning or at night, and relativity to food is not important. The main thing, take them.
All right, quickie. Mark is standing by in Moreton Bay in Queensland. How can we help you?
My wife has nerve pain in her face. Only relief she gets is from chewing gum. We don't have any success. Appreciate just a bit of advice or something.
Quick option?
Dental involvement here because it could be teeth clenching, which you can do when you're dreaming, as Dr Levi said. Massaging the little bones just there, that's where they join. Also helps with a bit of oil of some sort, extra virgin olive oil perhaps.
Sure.
And vitamin C is a good anti-inflammatory.
All right, great answers, great questions. Been a great show, Zoe. Did you have a highlight?
You know what, I have to say, learning how to deal and get my mummy mojo back, big one, I think, for all the new mums out there.
Yeah, and thanks for sharing your stories with us earlier on too.
Oh, guys,
Appreciate that. Make sure you join us next week too as we look into boredom, why it's good for your kids. That's going to be a really interesting one, and we'll learn how to train our brains, people. We can train them to be happy. A brain workout. That'll be a new one too. That is all for now. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks to our friends, as always, at Chemist Warehouse. We will see you next time. Have a healthy and well week.